Please welcome Bob and Bryan, the 2012 Rogers Cup doubles champions, who have also qualified for the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals with this title. Any questions, please?
Congratulations. Your opponents seem to have a different playing style. Could you talk about figuring out how to beat them today?
Yeah, that's the way that a lot of teams are playing now, serving and staying back. You didn't see this 10 years ago, but as more singles players have entered the doubles game in the last 7-8 years, 70% of the guys are starting to serve and stay back, and they're doing it really well. As you saw in the match, they're very close to the net for their volleys, so it's hard to really expose a weakness. And we have a lot of strategy, a lot of game plans going out on the court. Obviously, I was using the lob early to try to go over their head, and I used that probably 15 to 20 times in a row. And it worked sometimes. We had to switch up our strategy a little bit towards the end, but I thought we played a very good match. We had the momentum big time at the beginning of the match. It could have been a 40-minute match, but they got back in it, and you got to give them a lot of credit for fighting and making that such an entertaining match.
Other than strategies, what else went into winning?
Yeah, it came down to the wire there at the end. We were down match point. It could have gone either way. I don't know. Maybe we're still riding high from the Olympics, and we feel good. And we always play better when we're happy. And right now we feel like even though it gets sticky and tough, we've been winning all the big points for the last couple of weeks. And we did the same today. Bob hit a big serve down 8-9, and kind of just went our way at the end, which we feel good. I mean, we've had a lot of success here in Toronto, and today was just another case. Never won in Montreal, but save the best for Toronto, which is nice.
On the point you just said about the Olympics, now that you've won over here, just explain how tough it has been to come back and win two big back-to-back titles. I mean, it doesn't happen that often that you have to have two such big events.
I think the toughest match of the week was the first match, because we went from the center court at Wimbledon, seeing the flag go up and being on the podium, to playing at an indoor club in the middle of a long row of courts, no fans, bad lighting, bad bounces, and it was a heroic effort to keep our mind together. I told Mike was starting to lose his cool.
We went down a quick 5-2. They missed a leg call, line call. I said, that's it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to quit. I thought he was just going to walk off the court and pull Jeff Durango. That's it. And he took a couple steps towards the chair, and I'm like, no, don't quit. Don't quit on me. But that could have easily gotten very ugly. But we've never won a tournament in 2 days. We played 2 double headers, which is wild. I mean, to win a tournament over in 2 days, something unique.
Yeah, I mean, we were struggling with a little bit of jet lag. I mean, you probably feel the same way. We've been waking up pretty early at 4 in the morning. We've been popping sleeping pills, and we didn't sleep a lot last night. And it takes a good week to adjust. Just physically get your clock set, and but as I said, you kind of ride the momentum of winning a big tournament, and sometimes we've done it before where we get a long streak of wins going, and you just wins kind of lift you and give you energy, and that's what happened this week, I think.
Actually, I was going to ask about the Olympics, but do you mind going in a different direction? The topic of local interest here is that in less than a month's time, Daniel Nestor will turn 40 during the first week of the U.S. Open. Do you mind just offering a thought on, one, the rivalry you've had with him over the years, and secondly, what it would be like to play tennis as a creaky old man?
Well, Daniel Nestor's a legend. I mean, he's shown us all that it's possible to play until you're 40. 10 years ago, I think the oldest guy in the top 10 was 32, and we couldn't believe he was still playing. And Danny's an incredible athlete. He's flexible. Guy's limber. He's still playing like he's 20 years old. That serve that he has is timeless. He probably carry that serve will carry him until he's 50. But Danny's been our biggest rival of our career. Been knocking heads for the last 14 years, and every time you step on the court, then you almost feel less pressure because if you don't play your best tennis, you're gonna lose. So it frees you up to just go for your shots, and he's given us a lot of bitter defeats, and we've clipped him in a couple big ones as well. But there's a lot of mutual respect between us and him.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most talented players. He's got soft hands, and as Bob said, his serve. It's just nasty. You don't want to see it. But he's also a great guy off the court, and he's a good guy on the court. He's beaten us in a lot of tough matches. He's never rubbed it in, and I hope we've never rubbed it in. I'm sure we have. Bumps in his face, but he's one of the most well-liked guys on tour. He jokes around the locker room before tough matches, big matches. And, we're all happy to still see him playing. I haven't heard he wants to retire anytime soon, so he's going probably for Rio. He's probably gonna outlast us.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Coming into the week, we all sort of expected it would be tough for the guys who did well at the Olympics to do well here, but you guys and both the single finalists all involved in the last day of action of the Olympics. Do you think maybe you sort of overestimated the difficulty, or you just think the excitement of the Olympics kind of carries you through?
Yeah, luckily for us, we had a Thursday start. We actually played on Friday, our first match, which helped a lot, to kind of acclimate to the time change. And but yeah, winning is contagious. You get on a little momentum, and you don't have to try so hard. You don't get as nervous before a match. Everything's falling in place, and so it is tough to go from such a high at the Olympics, and even at Wimbledon. But this is what the tour is all about. We're used to it. There's no time to be satisfied or celebrate. It's always looking forward to the next week. And we're going to be jumping off flight tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and going to Cincinnati, and going to be lacing up the sneakers again and putting it on the line.
Just a question about the match tiebreak. There was one point, I think maybe 6-5. I think it was Mike. There was a lot of overheads.
Yeah.
What goes through your head when you're kind of in the middle of a point like that and the ball keeps coming back? Do you ever think of the Connors quick sweep point?
Yeah, that wasn't going through my head then, but Connors.
Yeah, that our house, right?
Oh, house. I'm sorry.
As
yeah.
pros, you get an overhead, you want to put it away, but there's pressure there. You also don't want to miss it. Those were pretty high, and they were deep in the court. And I was trying to put everything I had into it. Bob was mad at me. He's like, probably put it away for best day. But it took me 5, and he finally missed it. Luckily, the wind was blowing out. I was prepared. I was prepared to hit another 10. It was just another big point, crazy point that we had. We had some good points out there, and they were at the end. It kind of didn't feel good. It felt like they're coming on strong, and so it was good to hold on there and win that.
Just one more, sorry. Just completely off this. I'm curious, when a player wins the singles title at the All England, they're made a member. Have you all been made members there?
No. We're not members of Wimbledon.
I know the Woodies
Yeah.
were made members. They won it 5 times in a row, and I think they were made members right after that. I don't know the criteria, but I think it's pretty much you got to win 5. I know at Queens, you win 4
They won
doubles.
4, and then they had a vote,
And
and
then they finally made us members there, but one was a little tougher. 2 doubles, 2 or 3 mixed, Olympic medal, I think it's good enough.
Should be.
It'd be nice to be members.
Start a campaign. Great.
Yes,
Twitter campaign.
exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.